Good afternoon, crewmates. Captain Andy here for some more Final Fantasy XIV goodness with Clalin, my legacy character, going through the story finally. Although today we're going to be taking a slight detour on that, like I've been for the last couple of weeks, where we're doing the class quest for pretty much all of them from Reborn. We finished Ulda's storyline yesterday for all jobs and quests. Today we're going to start off going with the quest in Limsa. But we're going to take a slight detour over the detour we're on. As one thing about Final Fantasy XIV, and I think most MMOs in general, they tend to have special events. And for this week, and I think up until next week, there's an event where they have a crossover with Final Fantasy XI, the the Final Fantasy MMO that came out prior to Final Fantasy XIV. And this in particular takes place with a character called Iroha. She is technically the main NPC character for the expansion Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. Vana'diel being the name of the world in Final Fantasy XI. And it is the 6th expansion, I believe. I think it's also the second last, or depends on how you look at it. They have another, I'm not sure if it's an add-on or expansion afterwards, called the Voracious Resurgences. I like to think that's another expansion. To each their own. But their current special event goes with the expansion of Rhapsodies of Vana'diel with the character Iroha. Interesting thing about Iroha is that she is the child of two other NPCs. The first one's called Tenzin. Sorry, spoilers. Spoiler alert. If you don't want to hear this, skip over a few minutes. Iroha is the daughter of one of the major NPCs of Final Fantasy XI from the Change of Prometheus storyline, as well as Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. His name is Tenzin. As well as her mother being... her name is Kagero, I think. I have to look. I do forget the name, but she does appear in the storyline of Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. I do not remember if she comes in previous storylines either as well, but she is their child. And the main character is the mentor of her. And in the future that she's from, there is a big bad evil where not even the main character is able to stop it, and Iroha is the last living being alive. Unless I've mistaken the story, I've still not done the story, but that's the impression I got. And to save the world, she's tossed back into time to try and enlist your help to save the world, essentially, in the future. And throughout as the story goes, you lose contact with her. She comes back. It's set back and forth. And think like time slipping. If you watch Marvel, spoilers again, Loki, the time slipping thing, similar to that, but more like 10 some years ago-ish. It is a good storyline. It is good. Don't get me wrong. And so, I think the common thinking is that during her time of being tossed back and forth between the future, that's when she came into Final Fantasy XIV world, where she's trying to find her master, the main character from 11, your character from 11, and you're helping her through that point up until the end, where big spoilers here, where you beat Rhapsodies of Vana'diel. She is lost in time because the future is saved, that's why she may not be alive. Time paradox mechanics, and she's lost again, and the assumption is that she's kept in Eorzea. We're going to play through that story that's going on right now, and we're going to jump right into it. We may or may not be joined by Lena. He's playing an alt character named Lars. I think it's Lars. Well, we'll figure it out in a moment. I believe it's Lars, and he has not done this yet, at least for Lars, so he may be joining us for that. Now, this is an event that's occurred about a few times in the past, and with the upcoming Dawn Trail expansion and the raid of Echoes of Vana'diel, this seems appropriate. And there actually was another event prior, Final Fantasy VII crossover, where they had this giant replica of Shantoto, where you have to beat her up in a Fate. I don't know if they have any other cameos. We'll have to wait and see between now and the release of Dawn Trail. But for now, we're going to take part in this special event for Clalin. And from there, you get some special gear as well as some added bonus storylines and achievements if you have not done that yet. I encourage you to do so. We are on Discord with our Discord channel. If you're interested in our Discord channel, it is called Safari Zone. If you are interested, just let us know. All right, so we're here. Here we go. Yeah, so the storyline for the Final Fantasy VII crossover is in Limsa Lominsa, in the upper decks at the Drowning Wench. We're going to go there right now to get this started. Actually, Lena does want to join us, so we're just going to invite him over. If I can find him. Lars Vexus is his name. Will he be joining us in Discord? I don't know. A Journey to Remember. We'll just go through this. Excuse me, miss. Do you have a moment? I'm Rumumu, with the Harbor Herald, and judging by your dress, you're one of those well-traveled adventurers I've heard so much about. No doubt one as worldly as yourself has heard the rumors of an unusual warrior maiden from the Far East. Danger constantly follows in her footsteps, and the Far Easterners I've spoken with claim her dress and fighting style are nothing they've ever seen. Do you know what happened the last time a strange warrior from unknown lands came to Eorzea? That upstart Peter Winsome practically stole the parchment from my desk to write his story. Our readership soon doubled, and he's been regarded as the Harbor Herald's finest reporter ever since. That should have been my story, and I'll be damned if he beats me to this one. But if following her is as dangerous as it sounds, I'll need an adventurer like you to keep me safe. If you're interested, meet me down at Costa del Sol. That's where she was last spotted. So that's where I plan to start. Yeah, that image, Final Fantasy XI, like all Final Fantasies have like an image of, like Final Fantasy VII has the meteor, Final Fantasy VI has the Majestic armor. That image that was just shown, that's their Final Fantasy XI logo. Alright, so we have to go to Costa del Sol. I'm just going to grab a chocobo. If it lets us. Hey, it's Lena.
Yeah. Oh, technically Lars.
Yeah, Lars. This is the artist formerly known as Lena, named Lars. I'm going to take a chocobo. The lower decks. Chocobos should be out here. Right there. Man, I remember you used to walk across this ridge fully in 1.0. Now you just have to take a nice zone so you don't have to walk the entire length. It's actually kind of nice.
There you go.
Higher. Costa del Sol. 2-minute chocobo ride. Let's go. Taxi! Well, I know how taxis are. Yellow cars usually. Well, now we have a yellow chocobo. Ha! Ha! I'm tired.
I mean, Gregory doesn't even have any dyes on him.
Well, no one cares about Gregory. I mean,
Oh, well, why don't you go eat shit?
Actually, Gregory was nice yesterday. I can't complain.
Was he actually healing you during the Chimera fight?
I don't know. I don't think so. Maybe.
Got him.
Yeah, yesterday, to help Lars with his Blue Maid's quest line, getting him his levels, and we were in Northern Clalin, and figured let's go do Gogo Chimera so we can get the Chimera abilities of Dragon's voice and Ram's voice. Tried it the first time. We did not succeed. Lana got snapshotted by one of the moves and, well, died.
Which was complete bullshit.
Get good, nerd. But no, we came back. We changed up the strategy. I went on in there as Gunbreaker this time to have that one ability to heal because Paladin don't have heals prior to level 58. And went much better that time. We both had our chocobos out. His chocobo was healing, I guess. Um, uh,
I think it was the balance between healing and DPSing, but
uh, Clalin's chocobo I'll just show right now. I went full DPS with my chocobo. I don't know why. Just had to be something different. So I went full DPS, and I think that actually helped a little bit with damage.
yeah. Well,
And the stun. The random stuns here and there were nice to have.
yeah. Like right now, my chocobo is a mix of healing and defender.
Nice.
So yeah, Gregory doesn't have anything in attacker.
I think most people go that way, too.
Usually, I mean, when you go, like, most of the times when you just do DPSing out in the open, like, you can't, having a healing chocobo is very handy, even if you're a tank. Like, just having a healing chocobo can be handy.
Fair enough. And I can say with Omega, my chocobo, full attack mode actually helped out in some ways I didn't think either.
Yeah.
Like when I went playing as doing the fates for my relics for my healers, that DPS chocobo helped a lot.
That's fair.
Jeez, you teleported here.
I did not.
How'd you get here first?
I used the chocobo porter before you.
Oh, fine. Get good. I know.
Yeah, lay off the chips ahoy.
Chips ahoy. Yeah, that here?
I don't know. Do you?
You must know. Looks like you had some.
Maybe Iroha brought some with her.
Maybe. Iroha.
Iroha?
Ah, you're here at last. I was beginning to think you wouldn't come. She was here just a few bells ago, or so I was told. Look over there. Could it be? That would be Iroha. Begging your pardon. Please do not think me strange for asking, but can you tell me if we are close to Selbina, or perhaps Mora? I fear I am hopelessly lost. Selbina and Mora. Selbina is like the middle town between the Kingdom of Sandoria and Republic of Bastuk. For those that are leveling up from, say, 10 to 20, you leveled up in the place called the Valkyrn Dunes, usually. And the town closest to there is Selbina. It was a safe haven for players just to not want to fight. Mora was the Windurst equivalent, because for the Federation of Windurst, usually from, I'd like to say safely from 13 to 20, you level up in a place called the Bubu Urimu Peninsula, and the town closest to that is Mora. And there is a boat that travels from Selbina to Mora and vice versa as well. So there's small coastal villages for players just to add lore to the game as well. Selbina? Mora? Sorry, dear, but you're on the eastern shore of Vilbrand, east of La Noscia to be precise. I take it you're the far eastern traveler that's been the talk of the taverns of late? You've got quite the warpath through Eorza from what I've heard. Yes, I hail from the far east, but Vilbrand? La Noscia? I cannot recall such names, though truth be told, I cannot recall much of anything since awakening in these strange surroundings. By God's spirit, you've lost your memory? I remember my name is Iroha. I am training in the way of the glaive, though I feel I am still a novice. Before awakening here, I was on a mission to... Forgive me. It is hard to make sense of what little I can recall. The only clear thoughts in my mind are of Master, and a powerful technique I labor to perfect, Amatsu Kyori. I am certain that it is essential to completing my mission. Interesting you remember training above all else. Perhaps that's the key. If you continue to practice your master's teaching, it stands to reason other related memories might come back to you. Recalling my mission by first recalling Master's teachings. Yes, that does seem plausible. I do not doubt many of the techniques I have learned have a specific purpose. It would only be a matter of focusing on this particular one. This is the scoop I've been looking for. A Far Eastern warrior on a special mission. What if we're in danger? There isn't some fairy tale like Peter's story. People need to know, but she's no good to us if she can't remember anything. Help her so we can get to the bottom of this. Yes, you want money and fame.
Don't we all?
Yeah. Here, take this map before you go. Training won't do any good if you get lost now, will it? Your kindness is greatly appreciated. Thank you. To journey alone in this strange land would be a trial all its own, I am sure. Might we explore the shore south of here? I recall mentioned that the beach was an excellent place for training. Valkern Dunes. Somebody area. Something about the aquatic wildlife being suitable for sparring. If the creatures here are similar, I would very much like to try my hand against them. There's also BBK Bay that was an interesting place you can level up to. It's a beach area.
Okay.
And I trust you'll ensure she has every opportunity to do so. Now, don't let me keep you. The sooner she remembers her mission, the better. When she's had her fill of combating critters from along the coast, perhaps you should rest in Limsa where it's safer. Bulwark Hall should do nicely. It's the first place you'll see after coming through the gates. Well, technically speaking, this Final Fantasy XIV's Clalin is based on the exact same design as 11's. So there should be, yeah, never mind. She should recognize me.
Yeah, you look familiar.
Yeah. Oh, looks like the fate's already up.
Yeah, but it's almost done.
Rubber crabs! Oh.
Yeah.
There's the Final Fantasy XI victory music. Yeah, rubber crabs you fought a lot. Although I don't think you fought those in the beach area. Yeah, interesting note. If you look at that spear of her, that's glaive, that is the embodiment of Phoenix.
Oh, nice.
In Final Fantasy XI, Tenzin, when you first met him in Chains of Promathia, his katana he had was the embodiment of Phoenix and was used as a storyline purpose.
Okay.
And as Iroha is from the future, being Tenzin's daughter, eventually the blessings of Phoenix were transferred onto her into the glaive that she uses.
Okay.
And I'm going to spoil this. She uses that because of Phoenix's rebirth ability. She does get revived more than once, I think.
Shocker.
Storyline purposes and all.
Yeah.
But yeah, if you're wondering why there's an orange hue on her blade, and that is because it is the embodiment of Phoenix. Kind of like affixing a materia onto a weapon, but probably on a more grander scale.
Yeah. I know this game has 2 instances where you get revived by Phoenix. Which, spoiler alert. And they're both exclusive to Ultimate and Savage.
Fair enough. So doing this quest log is the special event unfortunately is based on fate, so much like what you just saw, we came to the fate very much late, and it was over before we could start, so we have to wait for the next instant of the fate to start.
Man, it's like the Final Fantasy XIII event all over again, except the fates didn't always like to spawn.
Yep.
Or your buddy gets full credit while you got silver, and then your buddy just leaves you to deal with Doing the 13 fates by yourself.
I never do that.
Oh, I'm talking through experience, because that's what my buddy, when I first played this game, did.
Rip. I've had my own experience with that as well. Paladin isn't the most hard-hitting of jobs.
Yeah. But you do have, well, back then you also had Flash, which,
Yes.
if you spammed Flash, you could get full credit just for doing that.
Doting on random people.
There you go. I don't even have dope.
Bibbidi bobbidi. Ooh. I wonder if there's enough room for this here.
What?
Let's see. I'm trying to just promote myself in a way, I guess.
Promote yourself?
Yeah. It does
What are
fit
you-
good. Oh, the short message. Is that actually for the FC short message?
Yeah.
Did I put it in the wrong spot?
I don't know. I'm not in the FCU right now.
No, what? No, just my own. Good.
Oh, okay.
Oh, yeah, you're on your own FC.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
the whole reason
Oh,
for Lars in the beginning was to,
this beat is
Oh.
somehow familiar. This is a level 30 Fate. This is Final Fantasy 11 melee music, battle music.
hell
I
yeah.
think this is party music.
Oh, nice.
I remind of a tale from long ago. Time for a fledgling adventurer who would fight crabs like these to better themselves. That's very true. Nothing like beating crabs to death to improve yourself.
Right.
I pray your training is just as successful as theirs.
Wait.
Are you enjoying yourself?
Maybe.
This will be in it right here.
Hey, fate completed. Present the strange stone to Iroha and Limsa Laminsa.
I believe that will suffice for now. Where'd you go? Where's you are? Fighting alongside such a seasoned warrior has been educational. I'm grateful that you chose to accompany me. Let's walk together. I walk faster than you do. Come on. Pick up the pace. I think they walk too slow or too fast.
Yeah. I mean, there's no in between, sadly.
I think her logo on the back might be a Phoenix logo too on the back of her gi.
I mean, it wouldn't surprise me.
Alright, so let's go to Limsa Laminsa. Yes, folks, we're taking the Chocobo Porter throughout Eorzea. At least I am.
Mm.
You missed. Literally, I was like way off, man.
Imagine if you could do PvP with a blue mage.
Well, in Final Fantasy XI, you could.
Yeah, shut it.
One of my PvP moments in 11 was having a Beastmaster wanted to go one-on-one against my thief. With no special abilities used, just to see who was better in just physical combat.
Oh.
He did not realize that when it comes to evasion, thieves have the highest evasion in the game, and I kept my evasion capped as much as I could. He barely touched me.
I feel like that's something I would probably do too.
Oh, even more fun than that was me and an FC mate of mine, Link Cellmate, sorry, Lilia, who plays 11 actually, but 14, but hasn't been on in a while.
Yeah,
Him and I, PvP matches in 11 lasted about 10 minutes in length per round.
Okay.
Me and him decided to see what would happen if two thieves go at it. The problem with that, though, is PvP is much like here. It's a wide open arena, so having a one-on-one fight is almost impossible. So we tried to find ourselves a secluded area. And we fought each other for around 8 to 9 minutes. We missed each other so much, one of us probably caught a cold. Yeah. It was funny as heck. And we used our special, like our spells and whatnot, just to make it more interesting.
Okay.
I died in the end because some random Dragoon came and decided to jump in the mix. It kind of soured the taste for both of us at that point, and yeah. Still, 8 to 9 minutes of just whiffing each other. That's just funny as hell. Good times. We've had fun times in PvP here as well, haven't we? I know.
Yeah. Like I think PvP in this game is more fun when you're doing it with a buddy. Like,
yes.
Sometimes frontline can be fun even if it's by yourself, but like I'll do the frontline roulette myself, and it's like if whatever. But like doing the frontline, like me and you, like we'll do frontline several times in a row sometimes.
Yep.
Which I at least need to do frontline enough to. I want to at least get the Emerald Weapon minion.
Yes.
At least for ours, but
it's not gonna happen, man. Actually, we have a couple months left to go. It could happen.
Yeah, it could happen.
Take that back. I think Clalin already has that.
Yeah. Even then, like Lars, he's at PvP level 6.
27.
Yeah. Like the levels for the PvP nonsense, like it doesn't take forever.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
So we gotta go down to the first floor, lower decks.
Yeah.
All right. Really? You have to sprint? I'm so.
I mean, yes. Eat shit, nerd.
I can take the elevator down.
I mean, that's what I did.
Limsa Luminsa, the lower decks. Training at the beach was invigorating. It has been too long since I enjoyed such sport. Fighting alongside one so well versed in the arts of war, I would like to think I improved my form by following your example. At first, I doubted crabs would be suitable for practice, but I was quite wrong. Testing my strength against their hardened shells, swing after swing, over and over again, I could easily spend days or even weeks at a time battling them. If only I could remember who suggested this training regimen. I did. Optostone Shard. A slightly luminous stone of unknown origin. It may have some connection with Iroha's lost memory. What a peculiar stone. I sense something within it. Something familiar. Something dark. Shadow Lord!
Hey, he's coming to the game soon.
He is.
Probably by the end of the year.
Magicite was one of the things needed in 11 for getting the Shadow Lord to appear. It's actually part of the mission quest as well.
Huh.
Actually, you have to collect 3 of them, if I remember right. If Lena would play 11, we'd be able to show it because I'd stream it here he's streaming.
Eh,
Or I could just restart again, but that takes too long.
I mean, kinda, yeah.
A grueling battle in the cold against evil made manifest. A lord of shadows, long dead yet somehow resurrected. The fate of the realm hanging in the balance. I remember. The cold area that it's referencing here is Zarkabard. It is the northernmost area in Final Fantasy XI. It's a snow. There are 2 areas. One's called the Bodhisine Glacier, and the west of that is Zarkabard. Bodhisine Glacier is a place where there's Gyguses. I think they're Gygus. Tigers, goblins. It's a frozen wasteland.
Oh my.
And to the west of that in Zarkabard, it's still a frozen wasteland, but there's no animal life, at least from what I can tell. Aside from the notorious monsters that are there that you need to do for the quest. For the mission storyline. I think it's mission. Yeah. And from there, if you go further west in Zarkabard, you get to the Shadow Lord's castle, Castle's Val. And that is 2 different areas in there, much like the lower decks and upper decks for Limbs of Lominsa. And as you can probably guess through the mission storyline, you eventually do face off against the Shadow Lord. And you have to go through both areas of Castle's Val. And once you get to the end, you get to the throne room, where you see the Shadow Lord get resurrected, and then you just beat him dead again.
Huh.
And then if you play more toward the storyline, he gets resurrected again. Then he dies again.
Fun.
Yep. When I think about it, actually, Shadow Lord actually makes the most appearance in 11. There's that I mentioned there for main story of 11. He appears in Apocalypse Now, as well as in the Wings of the Goddess storyline. I think he also makes a comeback in Rhapsodies of Van Adil. He shows up at 4 different instances.
God damn.
Yeah. All right. And yet, I am not convinced these visions relate to my mission. Why would Master entrust me with the means to slay such a foe? The answers must lie within my memories. They have to. All the more reason I must hurry to complete my training and perfect Amatsu Kyori. While waiting for your arrival, I asked a couple of travelers from Gridania, I think, where I might find creatures of a more dark and unusual nature. They told me of a place called Hoke Manor, a cursed estate whose grounds play host to various sorts of hellish monsters. These creatures sound like promising opponents, full of the fury and cunning I would expect in a true battle. Now then, let us be off. When we are finished, we can meet in the nearby town. Way of the Samurai. Black Shroud.
Are you teleporting?
No. Did you?
Nope. I used the airship.
Good lad. Good lad. You deserve a cookie. I was just looking for the area in particular. Which is something you can never do in 11, actually. Yeah, you have a quest. I need you to do this for me. Okay, where is it? Game doesn't tell you. You have to- Okay,
I mean, 11 was more brutal than it necessarily needed to be.
see, you're brutal to me was just normal back then.
Eh,
You don't know where you're going, just go around, eventually you'll find it.
Yeah.
That's what the internet was for.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah, just go on Game Facts.
Game Facts? God, that was awful back then. Final Fantasy 11 Encyclopedia is actually a good spot for information for 11. Very detailed.
Okay.
BTL's website's also very detailed.
Yeah. Like, yeah. Usually stuff like wikis are where it's more at now.
But yeah, I know 11 was a beast in its own right.
Oh yeah.
I'm going to go with the assumption that when it comes to 11, with the Echoes of an Ideal, you should not have to play 11 to understand or enjoy what they're going to give us in 14. But to those who have played 11 or are going to play 11 or will play 11 before Echoes of an Ideal, it might make more sense. Especially when it comes to the Shadow Lord part. At least the first instance of Shadow Lord.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we're supposed to go Hope Manor, so I gotta go this next exit.
Yep. Iroha spawned.
God damn it. You're gonna make me wait, aren't you?
Huh?
I'm getting there, I'm getting there.
Yeah, get your fat ass over here.
Alright, so I can't use a chocobo to get there, I'm gonna have to make my own chocobo. Let me out, fast Montier. Fast Montier. Where my legacy chocobo, who has the gray feathers, because it's an old bird.
Yeah.
How's the fate coming along?
I'm not doing it right now. Says it's 22%.
Alrighty, by the time I get there, it'll be over. More Final Fantasy 11 battle music.
Hell yeah.
Pompadour! Gore Demon! That's a new term. That's not from 11. Demon is.
Oh, yeah.
Beastmen in 11. The four prominent beastmen you run into are orcs, quados, and yagudos. Orcs are, or they're orcs, piggish looking type mobs. Quados are walking turtles who can't see for anything, but they hear a lot better than anybody else.
Gold.
Gold. I love
Sweet.
gold. Hang on. Oh, what are you doing? Get back here. Hang on.
She's behind you. Is that the Legacy Chocobo?
This is the Drought Chocobo. It's a two-seater.
Oh.
It would seem we have driven them back. These demons, they call to mind another old story. To surpass his limits, a great samurai once fought such fiends. Perhaps by defeating these demons, I can do the same. It would seem we have driven them back. Alas, I could scarcely match your pace. This will not do. There must be a way to improve more quickly. All right, back to what I was saying about the Beastmen in 11. There's orcs. Quados were walking, talking turtles, who I said can't see for anything, but when it comes to hearing, they're better than anybody else. Who else was there? Yeah, Yagudos are talking birdmen. Think of the Ixals in here, but with feathers. And a more menacing demeanor about them.
You mean more feathers?
They have feathers.
Yeah, but the Ixal... Well, the Ixal have feathers.
The Ixals here are practically bald.
Eh.
Compared to the ones in 11. Anyways, and along with those two, there's also the goblins. Where are you going?
Huh?
Never mind. And goblins are in 11. They look the same.
Oh, this is a different quest.
Yeah, the goblins are here pretty much the same. They're more prominent in 11. I'll give them that. But along with those four, Shadow Lord also had his own version of beastmen called demons, or kindred. Demons being a lower class of kindred.
Mm.
But all the same, when the level cap was level 50, demons were of the highest class and not something you like to fight on a normal day-to-day basis. Thank you once again for aiding in my training. To witness such majesty and grace on the battlefield is truly inspiring. It served as a wonderful lesson in combat. Aura Stone Shard. A lightly luminous stone of unknown origin. It may have some connection with Iroha's lost memories. Oh, you have found yet another strange stone. Yes, it radiates with a warmth much like the last, but the color is... Wait, did you hear that? Prish and Umia. Prish is like the 11th version of, sassiness version of Alice. A fun character to play around with, and Umia behind her is a bard type character who, when you first meet her, she had a grandfather that liked to control her movements, didn't want her to leave the city, etc., etc. And she had to, like all kids, kids outgrow their parents. Or in this case, her grandfather. Because her parents died in the Crystal War. And she went along with Prish to explore the world once she opened up the gates to explore back and forth. And that's also part of the Change of Prometheus storyline. A long and arduous journey together with a young girl. This vision is not what I expected. We fought many battles together, and we were not alone. No, I dare say our comrades were well beyond counting. But what business would I, a lowly student, have undertaken such missions? I cannot make sense of it. Still, I must thank you for this. Before meeting you, I was hopelessly lost, smothered by a fog of fear and uncertainty. But now I have your light to guide me. You have brought me yet another step closer to completing my training and unlocking the memories still dormant within me. After speaking with a few of the patrons here before you arrived, I believe I found the perfect place to continue honing my skills, the Sagoli Desert. If what I was told is true, a creature of unspeakable terror roams the sands. They say its strength is impossible to gauge, as no one lives to tell of its great might. But together, I believe we can lay the beast low. When we have finished, we can take a hard-earned rest in Ul'dah. Final Fantasy XI does have a desert. It's called the Altepa Desert.
Is that where that Cactar on crack is at?
Yes. There's a... Well, the notorious monsters in the desert, there's one called Cactar Rapido. Think of... Lenda's one that put this good. Think of Godbert running, but in the form of a cactar.
Yeah.
It is ridiculous as it sounds. It doesn't aggro you, but it's almost impossible to aggro it because you saw this, Lena. It moves faster than a mount. I tried chasing it. It outraced me on a mount.
Yeah, it's insanely quick.
So running to the desert, like some deserts have like rolling hills, kind of. Instead of going over the hill, it just runs right through the hill. Like Godbird, I guess would.
Yeah.
Yeah, no. But the name of this fate that we have to do in the desert is Circuit Breaker, which irks me a little bit. I know why they put Circuit. The notorious monsters. Circuit is a scorpion-type notorious monster in 11. Of the scorpion-type notorious monsters, Circuit is probably the most famous because it was
Scorpion armor.
No, you don't get it from him. Yes, you do.
Oh, okay.
He drops an item called Venomous Claw, which is used to craft the scorpion armor, scorpion harness. It was also notorious because its location was in one of the middle areas of a camping ground for leveling up. And it can be a pain to kill at times, especially when people was trying to MPK you so they can steal your. It was a pain. But in 11, there is a notorious monster. There is a notorious monster, scorpion type monster that is in the desert. It's called King. We kept calling King Vinegar. Vinegaroon, I think. I'll get the name in a moment. Let me get my chocobo. That would have been a more appropriate name because you fight him in the desert, and he also drops a claw, I believe. We're going Forgotten Springs.
Yeah, Forgotten Springs.
Alright, so what was I going for? I'll get the actual name right.
You were talking about a thing?
King Vinegaroon. And in 11, you fought him in the Altaba Desert, the western Altaba Desert, specifically. And yeah, but the items that he dropped, Venomous Claw is one of them. We actually tested this guy out a couple times too. He would have been more appropriate for this because of the same setting, desert and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it is what it is. So it's right down there. Circuit breaker's already up. It's almost over. By the time we get there, it's going to be done. So
yeah, I'm not expecting to... Yeah.
I'm not going to break my back to get down there.
Yeah.
Look, there's a quest down there. Zombies are people, too.
Woo!
Alright, once I'm done with these quests, dog quests, I'll do one last... And also I'm going to do the Hildebrand stuff as well, but I'll do one last stream of just pick up any odd quests I've not done.
Okay.
Including the Chocobo mail thing. God, that's going to be annoying.
Yeah.
But, it's a quest.
There you go.
Don't let it be said that I'm not going to do a quest just because I find it annoying. So I'm going to get off my Chocobo near the middle of the desert area.
Okay.
Then just take out my own Chocobo. I do like the night sky in this game. It's better than 11's. I'm not trying to shoot 11 in the foot here. 11 did what it could at its time. And I used to look at the skies in 11 too at nighttime.
Fair.
I don't know. I just like looking at it. It's maybe I'm weird.
You are weird.
At least I'm consistent.
Shit. Oh, Iroha spawned.
Already?
Oh, no, wait. No, she despawned.
I'm going to say Jeepers Murphy. She really wants that Venomous Claw.
No kidding.
Oh, I'm getting dizzy. Alright, so unfortunately, this is where the down part about this event is you have to wait for the fates, as mentioned earlier as well.
Yeah, but they also spawn in like every 5 minutes or so.
True. Another cute fact, the name of this fate, Circuit Breaker. Much like in 14, after you do certain quests and whatnot, you do get titles. Like the one I'm wearing right now is Shadow's, the Wanderer's Shadow. Lena's doesn't have one.
Because titles are overrated.
Same thing in 11. You finish quests, you can get a title. If you beat certain notorious monsters, you get a title. In the terms of circuit, once you beat circuit and you're in the party that is in the party or alliance that kills him, you get the title called Circuit Breaker.
Yeah, in Lars, he only has 5 titles.
I think in 11 as well, much like 14, they're just trying. I guess more like almost any MMO, they're just trying to make it good with wordplay, like Circuit Breaker. Rock, you beat him, you can choose the title Rockstar.
No, nice.
So it's cool. If you do the Shantoto quest line, I forget which one, but you can get a title called Total Loser.
Yeah.
Gives you an idea what she. Yeah. Hey, Soju. And just for you, Soju, I got something for you.
Is it dope?
Bibbidi bobbidi boop.
Is it?
And she's in the box?
Probably.
How come you're not clapping?
I mean, am I supposed to?
Just for that? What? Oh, I can't spell, that's why. Hey, it's Nyota. You Nyota, you get one of these two. Bibbidi bobbidi boop. Deep Canal Raider. People, keep your thoughts to yourself.
The
Circuit! Look, over there. Could it be?
So that means Circuit is in this game twice.
Yeah, you're right. That's funny.
It actually is kind of funny.
I know that fiend. Those jagged pincers dripping with venom. It is Circuit, an infamous beast and slayer of countless men, because they're too stupid to stand near him. Come, let us bring an end to its legend and see ours grow in its wake. I'm paralyzed. Help me.
Got him.
Venom sword.
Here, I'll just breathe on him.
That is slightly disgusting. Circuit in 11 was much more difficult than this, folks. If you don't know what you're doing, you die. To think that we managed to defeat such a foe. It's not a defeat, my dear, and yet I find there's something within me still wanting. I must find a way to overcome this. I must find my way home. Where'd you go?
Oh, she's going this way. And she fizzled out. Alright, so Forgotten Springs and Chocobo Porter?
That's where I'm going.
Okay.
I'll give this to 11. The desert having 11 eclipsed this tenfold. I mean, they have 2 zones for desert alone. Get off!
Yeah.
Get down! Tigers don't fly. Get down! Where's the chocobos here? There they are.
Hey.
You doing the fate?
Yeah.
Alright, have fun. Get down. Yeah, from the change from Matthew's story from 11 came the song Momodo della Stono. I think it came from there. It's a beautiful song. Beautiful song. Momodo della Stono.
Yeah, screw the fate.
Taking a chocobo porter too?
Yeah.
Good job.
I mean, you could even look at the party list.
Yeah, I see that. I just look at the blue dot where you're and you're still down south, so that says that you took a chocobo porter. That
Yep.
or you're flying extremely slow.
I mean, if I was flying, I would actually
You
be,
Yeah.
yeah.
Just beware of the Angry River as you go by.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm talking about?
No.
You will as you go by. You'll see the Angry River I'm talking about. In about 1 minute.
Okay.
Sabatender Baylor. Potter Wasp Swarm. I guess she's at the quicksand or near the quicksand. Did you see the Angry River yet?
No.
It's an NPC.
I'm also not really paying attention.
Well, I knew that, but that much was. I thought that was a given. Yeah, so I'm not sure how long this stream's going to be, folks, but this is mainly just for this one part. Then after this, we're going to continue Clalin's quest through the jobs of a realm reborn. Probably going to take a small break afterwards just for supper, and then come back and start off with the Marauder Warrior job line. All right, so it is in the quick stand, by the way.
Okay.
And since you're going to
I'm almost there.
take your time. And taking a picture with the little information. Yeah, that's just going to be cringe. Yeah, that's very cringe. It's perfect.
Wait, what's going on?
Never mind.
Okay.
There are no words to express my gratitude for your assistance. Never in my wildest dreams did I imagine confronting the legendary circuit. If not for you, I would be but one of the countless victims who succumbed to its poisonous sting. Aura Stone Shard. A slightly luminous stone of unknown origin. It may have some connection with Iroha's lost memory. I'm curious, since this is a legacy character who came from 11, I wonder if there's actually added stuff to this. Curious. Another stone. Yes, it comes to me now. A mortal struggle. Forbidden magics uttered in a final bid for salvation. Fenrir. To give some context on that before I continue with the story is this is in reference to Wings of the Goddess expansion, particularly the Federation of Winders side stories, which is actually main story too. Because anyways, this is gonna be spoilers for 11. So if you don't want to hear this, by all means, skip ahead. Part of the Federation of Winders story deals with the fact that its leader, the Star Sibyl, is no longer able to predict the future through the stars. This was due in part per the Crystal War, where one of the NPCs, Karuna Baruna, I forget the name. He was like essentially the first summoner in a long time in Final Fantasy XI history, where in order to save Windurst, they had to summon Fenrir to help them. Problem with that though, they had this pact with Fenrir eons ago, where he would protect. I think part of it was like he would give predictions, whatnot, to the Star Sibyl, and I have to play the story to look it up. They had a pact, and by the time of the Crystal War, there was like the timeline when the pact would end. But in a way to force Fenrir to help them, Karuna Baruna summoned Fenrir, and with help from others as well. The reason why he summoned him is because during the war, like each of the raids had fighting with different beastmen. Bastuk fought with Quadovs, Sandoria fought with the Orcs, and Winders fought with the Yagudos. And what would have been like a last-ditch effort of the Yagudos finally beating Windurst. People were in desperation, and in desperation, similar to how in this here, like when they summoned primals with crystals, it was a desperation move where these essentially broke the pack on their own and kind of essentially forced Fenrir to protect them, to fight the Yagudas for them, and in a great CGI sequence for its time, Fenrir absolutely destroyed the Yagudo army by itself. The end result of this was Yagudas retreated because they're just getting absolutely destroyed by this ravenous dog that was like 10 times the size they were. But for breaking this pact and the amount of energy it took to summon Fenrir, there were consequences. Karuna Baruna was absorbed into Fenrir, as well as another person that was helping him. I'm not going to spoil that part of the story. Go watch it yourselves. They got absorbed into Fenrir, and then with all these memories, everything getting mixed up, Fenrir kind of was losing his mind and flew off somewhere else. Ended up in the Castle Ostroza, which was the enemy stronghold for the Yagudo. And yeah, I believe what you saw there was just Fenrir being summoned. Again, if you want to just check out your Fenrir just destroying a series of mobs, go check it out. It's actually kind of cool. And actually, right before that, there was you actually have to take part in this fight as well. Kind of like the first 2-3 waves of Yagudos coming at you. I remember having trouble, and the objective was you cannot let them get past. There are 3 barriers placed. You cannot let them destroy all 3 barriers. Example for that for here was before they changed it was the final steps where you have to. The dragon was just going down towards Ishgard to destroy the
Oh,
barriers. Think something like that, but with Birdmen, and there's only 3 barriers as opposed to 4. And it was difficult. I had trouble. A saving grace for that was didn't matter what nation you were a part of, anyone could take part in it, which was very helpful because it was hard. Had trouble finding people interested to help out with it because no one wanted to do Winders for some reason. It had the best
Shocker.
storyline of all 3. I'm not saying the other 2 were bad. Winders was the best in my mind, both present and the Crystal War portion. Anyways, ended up I had I think maybe 5 or 7 people in total. We could have used a lot more to be honest. We ended up we lost 2 barriers, but it took us 3 attempts. But by the 3rd attempt, we kind of like revised our strategy for it, and we lost 2 barriers, but the 3rd one managed to stick around by the time we beat them all. Beat that, and then following that, you get this cool cutscene with Venur. So it's kind of like the cutscene was like the great reward for the garbage you just went through. I can't say garbage because it was a good fight. It was just hard. Anyways, that was that cutscene for there. It was just Fenrir just coming out and afterwards rallying, destroying the Yagudo army. Alright. It all makes sense now. The pitched battles, the arduous journey, the fellowship of adventurers. It was not my life that I recall, but rather the tales of a great hero I mistook as myself. I suspected such feats were too extraordinary to be my own, and the memories held within this tome have removed all doubt. They were of a journey into the past, one that revealed a horrible truth I dare not speak about. And I remember my home, Vanadil. It is not some territory or continent, but an entirely different world. My memories return to me now, and it is all thanks to you. More importantly, I believe I now understand how to wield Amatsu Kyoto. It should not be long before my path home is clear to me as well. But first, I must see my training to its completion. While waiting here, I heard unsettling stories of a foul beast terrorizing Bronze Lake. This is the perfect opportunity to put into practice everything I have learned. Today is the day I wield the power of Amatsu Kyoto. After this last endeavor, let us meet in Limsa Lominsa. Thank you everyone for just staying with me, even you, Leonard, for just letting me blabber on.
yeah.
I think this fight you actually fight Iroha, if I remember right. Yep, you got your loom?
Yes.
Fruit of the loom?
For a loom.
Where are you going?
Over here?
Didn't look like that at first.
Shut it.
So, Camp Bronze Lake, right?
Yep, Camp Bronze Lake.
Which chocobo brings us there closest, you think?
Yeah.
To get to there, we'd have to go from Wineport. So go to Wineport, I guess?
Or
Camp...
you could just
Yeah.
straight up do Camp Bronze Lake.
Yeah. That works too. You far enough ahead of me, man?
Huh?
You could have waited. No respect.
Never.
It's foggy here. Good thing we have a chocobo who knows where he's going.
Right?
I'd show you the countryside, folk, but there's fog. For a coastal town, I gotta ask, where are the lighthouses?
Like, right off the beach or so?
I know there's
Like
some in Western, but... Oh, well. Vanadil. Yeah, going down those stairs, right? You enjoy those stairs going down? Hey, I see you there. Do you see me?
I'm not paying attention.
I knew that, but... That was almost a given.
It's like, when are you ever paying attention?
Well, I just assume you never do pay attention, so... Which way do we go? We just go right? Oh, now I remember this area. This is where the Final Fantasy 13 event spawns.
Yep.
You know, it'd be kind of cool if they brought in ones like from previous Final Fantasy, like 6 and 4, or even 2, somehow.
Yeah.
Like,
Well,
give those characters some spawns.
yeah, the only problem about those are, like, what is it? Final Fantasy 2, the gear is already in the game for Furion.
So I have a minion.
We already have a minion.
I have another one. Make a chocobo. Make Barty. But you already have that. It'd still be cool.
Yeah. Even though Final Fantasy 2 is a hot piece of garbage.
It was unique.
Don't be nice.
I was. It was unique. That's I can give it. Without 2, we wouldn't be here, so we can't complain too much.
Debatable. I mean, it's more like without 1, we wouldn't be here.
That's true.
To me, 1 and 7.
And 11.
I mean, you could probably argue that. Like, 11, yeah.
11's still around, man.
I know. Which is, honestly, kind of a surprise. Like, that is the oldest MMO that's still out there to me.
RuneScape's still out there, just not as popular.
I mean, RuneScape's RuneScape. That's a whole mess in itself.
EverQuest?
That still exists?
I'm pretty sure it does somewhere.
Wait.
So the key to Amatsu Kyoto. Destination?
Oh. Okay. So you can actually activate this fate? That's
On your
actually
guard.
really cool.
I sense a dark presence. There, and it's not alone. Ooh, that's a dragon from Zargabard. Biased? But I am not alone either. And an Ariman. Dread dragon. Oh, cool. I'll deal with the dragon. Pray attend to the eye. Oh, you silly game. The first
Ooh, do you have level 5 Petrify?
No. What do you call it? Final Fantasy 11 mission 2-3, where you have to fight a dragon of sorts. You fight a spotter and a dread dragon, or the dragon's name changes every depending where you are. But this is like the first instance battle that you fight.
Okay, so apparently.
No,
Oh,
I did not come this far to fail now. I will return to my world. Where'd you go? Where'd you go?
she's right here.
To master.
I don't have a broom, but if I did, I would have used it.
The power of Amatsu Kyori. Time, Clalin. It begins. More Final Fantasy VII battle music. Can someone get the salamander off me? Thank you.
It wasn't me.
She's not attacking. Oh, there he is. She's attacking slightly.
Yeah, just probably auto attacks
Yep.
like every NPC. Huh?
What's wrong?
Oh, cool!
What's wrong?
I just got an ability.
Level 5 death?
No,
last.
the look.
Oh, nice. At last, my training is complete. It's all thanks to you. You're always there to keep me on my path.
Yeah.
I would speak with you more, but not here. Let us make for Limsa Laminsa. Congrats on the look.
Thanks.
Look the part.
Uh,
Ha!
got him.
Ha!
Hold on. Let me go ahead and unlock Wanderer's Palace.
Yeah, so Lena was trying to do the story as Blue Mage, but he soon realized that he can't even do the story elements as Blue Mage. For some
Which
reason.
is the most bullshit thing ever.
He's not even allowed to do cutscenes as Blue Mage.
Okay, Wanderer's Palace is now accessible. Oh yeah, so I started the relic quest with Lars on Dragoon.
Yeah, have fun with that.
Yeah, and I had to do stupid Aurum Vale just to get to Endapor Keep, which is the most bullshit thing ever.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
I'd feel bad, but I don't. I did
You
the
never
relic
do.
quest twice.
Which, your own damn fault.
I'm not complaining about it, though.
Yeah,
It kept me busy for a while.
there you go.
Okay. Da, 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 da. Is whistling soon to be a lost art or something?
Probably.
There are a few people I know that can't whistle or don't know how to whistle. I try to show them, but it's hard.
Hmm.
All right. I'm going over the last bridge.
I think I'm going over the last bridge as well.
No, you're not.
No.
You're going
I'm
over
not.
the second bridge.
No. Oh, that shows you how much I'm paying attention.
That's fine. We all have our faults.
Yeah, man, I'm just playing a game on my phone while chocobo portering.
I like this location for image. I'll wait for you.
Mm-hmm.
Here's kind of funny. I have a wind up
What's up?
I have a wind up Elvon. I'm next to a Final Fantasy XI Hume.
All right.
Stand next to her and face the way we are.
Oh, shit. I already started talking to her.
I have a feeling once I talk to her, she's going to disappear.
Yeah, that's why I wasn't expecting you to have me stand next to her.
So
Just said
disrespect.
something earlier.
That's fine. You'll just have to look at the stream and figure out where to stand.
Yeah, I can't move, you jackass.
Well, after.
Oh, okay.
What kind of emotes can I wear? Use?
Hold on. Something like right here.
A bit more to your right. A bit more. Stop. Turn a bit to the right. Just turn. There we go. And one tad to the left. Alright, any particular emote you want to do? I won't do. I'm just going to give like a thumbs up. What's this? Fist bump? No, that just looks weird. I can't see your face when you do that. Your hand's in your way.
Hold on. There. Is that fine?
1 second. I'm gonna try it one more time. Damn, people are in the way. That's a lot to do. Alright. That's what I have to do.
Okay.
This
There you
actually
go.
makes you a good one, actually. I like this. Crop.
Alright, sound good?
Here, let me send it to you. What do you think?
Okay, yeah, not too bad.
Alright, let's continue with this story. At last, the power of Amatsu Kyoto is mine to command. and my memories are slowly returning. None of this would have been possible if not for your unwavering guidance. To think I could have forgotten a mission so vital. My resolve was unyielding, my mind focused on the task before me. In the end, I fear may have jeopardized all I hold dear. As I told you earlier, my home is, or rather was, a world known as Vanadil. Try as I might, its destruction cannot be forestalled. But fate saw fit to give me one last chance. I was allowed to travel back in time to escape to the past before the darkness had consumed all. Together with the heroes of the past, I knew that tragedy could be averted, just as it had been so many times before. Master was the greatest of them all, a hero without equal, whose adventures I mistook as my own. I cannot help but feel I am still forgetting something else important, something that happened to Master. I suppose in time it will come to me. Before I leave, might we go and speak with Uramumu? If not for her insistence, I would not have had. If not for her insistence, I would have been bereft of your assistance. It would be rude not to extend my thanks to her as well. Kosa, no, she's upstairs, right?
Yeah, she's upstairs.
Da 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 da. That's like the celebration song in 11 that never changed. It was cute for 11. I can't complain.
Fair. Yeah, and then
No,
here.
no. I want to talk to Udo first. Dang it. All right. Iroha told me the good news. Her memory is, for the most part, restored. Perhaps more importantly, her training is complete. If you hadn't come with me to Costa del Sol, I dare say she'd still be swinging at crabs along the beach. Now that I have you here, I'd very much like to talk to you about my What are you going to do? What? About what you were doing before we arrived. How exactly did you come to be here in Eorzea?
Cutscene.
Cutscene power! And you say you went back in time trying to save your world? Yes, you have the right of it. No life was spared by the darkness, none safe for mine, that is. Fate intervened and I was sent back to the past, to a time where I could find heroes capable of saving Vanadil. This is how I was reunited with Master, although at a much earlier time than I anticipated. The last thing I remember is a fierce battle in a strange light. When next I awoke, I was here. To be torn away from Master when I was needed most, my heart feels like it may burst. How awful! You were close. You were close then. Master was like family to me, and an exceptional warrior besides. I spent my entire life striving to become such a hero and live up to the legends I so fondly remember. This is a Final Fantasy 11 song. It all began with a stone, or so the story goes. In ages past, a sentient jewel, enormous and beautiful, banished the darkness. Its light filled the world with life and brought forth mighty gods. The world entered an age of bliss. That is, until the gods fell into slumber. That world is my home, Vanadil. I think this image here is actually from the opening cutscene from 11.
Probably.
And that line I just read, with the exception to the... For the most part, for that line where it says, from the beginning, in ages past, sentient jewel, that is from the word for word from the intro up until the end, where it says, that world is my home, Vanadil. I think it just says, that world is Vanadil. Still an awesome cutscene for an intro to a game, a war sequence. All right, here we have Lion, Prish, Shantoto, Prince Trion, El Cid, Ayame, Bastuk, Star Sybil, Simil, Aldo, Zed, Tenzin at the bottom, and I forget his name because I can't pronounce it, but he's in Change of Promathia. Louvance, I think. It was home to the three great nations, the Kingdom of Sandoria, the Republic of Bastuk, and the Federation of Windurst. Powerful as they were, though, in times of strife, they would turn to a single hero, my master. Yeah, Lion, Prish, Ulmia, and Shantoto. Matt, Gilgamesh, that's 11's Gilgamesh. Archangels, we might see him in Echoes. Nagmaloda and, I forget her name, Bahamut, Absolute Virtue, Celtius, and Yvnoil. And what we have here at the top left-hand side, that is Promathia. He is, spoilers, this is going to be a bunch of spoilers, people. Skip forward by 5 years if you don't want to hear it.
Hold on. This screenshot right here, I wonder if these are the final bosses of the 3 Alliance raids.
Maybe. Okay, then I'm going to go in chronological order, then, not in what we see. At the bottom of the page, we see in this image, this is the Shadow Lord. He was the final boss at the end of the main story of Final Fantasy XI when it was first released. It's still there right now, although it's a little bit easier to beat if you're much higher leveled. At the top right-hand side, that is from the Rise of the Zealot expansion. The gentleman on the left, he is Camlano, the Archduke of Juno. And eventually you find out that him and the person behind him, that is Eldnarch. They are brothers. And as you play throughout the game, you find out that they're actually from an ancient time period known from a race called the Zulu. And they were trying to, well, not all of them, but they were essentially trying to gain power, gain entrance to the gates of paradise, to godhood, essentially, or maybe not godhood, but like gates of paradise. And they essentially tried to destroy the world in some ways to get that done, or use up the world's energy to get there. More interesting facts: the young one at the right, he's actually the older brother of Camlanut, and Camlanut, the one on the left, he's like the mid of the missions for Rise of the Zealot. He's right in the middle. And Eldnarch, he's at the end. And he actually has a magicite stuck in his left eye. That's why there's an eye patch right over his left eye. And continue on. The one at the top left, I mentioned earlier, that is Promathia. In 11, there were 2 main gods. Main one is the dawn goddess, Altena. And her brother was known as the dusk god, Promathia. He had a death wish at for some reason, and he wanted to die, but him dying would essentially mean the end of the world, so he was essentially trapped and put to sleep. But prior to doing so, Altena created the races, he added the emptiness to the races, where each, he also created like the Beastmen as well, but in terms of the races, he gave them negative attributes, such as for the humans, apathy, not caring. The Elvens was arrogance, as they think they're better than everybody. The Taros were cowardice, with exception to Shantoto. Most are cowardly-like. Mithras were envy, and Galkas was the rage. And the storylines actually play on each of these in their own respective ways. So these encompasses the main story, Expansion 1, Expansion 2. Eventually you beat Promathia, which is kind of interesting in a way. Promathia was a great storyline. Told a lot of the backstory of 11. Alright, let's continue. Fenrir. Naja Salahim. Those are the Serpent Generals. Pandemonium Warden, I think. No, not him. Another boss. Lady Lilith. I forget. I don't know. Afmal. Lilithset and Kate Sith. I forget her name starts with an L. It starts with an A. Atricia, I think. Um, Treasures of At Urgen. Treasures of At Urgen. Her name is Athmal, but also Nashmiera. She's a puppet master. I don't know what Naja Salahim was, but if she didn't like you, if she really did not like you, she'd throw her mace at you. Lilithset was from Wings of the Goddess. She was class was a dancer, but she was also a mixed race of a Hume and an Elvan. Her father was Elvan, Sir Radulus of the Knights of Sandoria, and her mother was Portia, a Hume dancer. I think the one I could not remember was actually part of the either part of Seekers of a Duelan or part of Treasures of At Urgen. I just cannot remember. And I think another one that was part of Seekers of a Duelan. This person right here, Alciera. Dang it, I need to look this up. Hang on. Shut it, Lena.
Man, 20 years of Final Fantasy XI, you can't remember all their names.
Shut it. Arciela. She is the main NPC for.
Oh.
Alright, so for chronologically, bottom left hand side, she is the main NPC for Treasures of At Urgen. Lilith is the main NPC for Treasure of Wings of the Goddess. And Alciera is the main NPC for Seekers of a Duelan. So long as there is light and life in the world, the legend of Vana'diel's greatest hero will live on. There is little wonder these stories were the first to spring back to my mind. I have all but memorized them, but no matter how many times I asked, you would always... Please excuse me for a moment. When I looked at you, something in your eyes reminded me of Master and I. Right. Don't worry yourself over it. I imagine a friend here often has that effect on people. I realize how ridiculous this seems. Anyone in the right mind would think it a more fanciful dream. But for me, this world is the dream, and now it is time to awaken. When next I open my eyes, I will be home, in Vana'diel, once more at Master's side. This may be just a dream, but it is one I shall never forget. Thank you for everything. And push. Sorry. It would seem I'm not yet ready to return. Is this perhaps the will of the goddess? If it is by her will, then so it shall be. I vow to work hard every day to become a warrior worthy of your teachings. Then, when the time comes, we shall meet again, here in Eurasia, or perhaps in the waking world. In 11, another word for the dream world in 11 was dynamis. There goes the greatest story I'll never get to write. An adventurer from another world, traveling back in time to save her people. Who's going to believe such a silly tale? I'll leave the flights of fancy to Peter, but for her sake, I hope she finds her way home, wherever that may be. Traveling to another world, traveling back in time. That's like Shadowbringers.
Pretty much.
The end. Heaven 11. You know what? Alright, where can we go? Let's go sit here.
Huh?
Oh, fine, I'll sit here. Alright, folks, thank you for joining us for this reminiscing of Final Fantasy XI with Lena and I. Mostly just me and Lena just tagging along for the ride.
Pretty much.
But truly, thank you for joining us. I will be back later on this evening to work on the Marauder Warrior storyline. That's going to probably take roughly about 2 to 3 hours, given my previous streams with doing the job quest. I doubt I'll have time to do a second job tonight, but that means there's just more to do tomorrow. So until then, I wish everyone have a great supper if you're having supper or wherever you are in the world. And I shall see you all later this evening. I will not be streaming I will not be rating anyone yet. I'll do that later tonight, though. Till then, take care, have fun, good food, and we can all reprimand Len later.
Hey, what?